feels good. I just feel like I'm with good people doing good stuff, and a lot of it is not easy stuff. And I just love it. So I just thank you one by one, name by name, for who you are and what you bring and what you're doing. Yeah, I remember back when there was the possibility that the church might not make it or might not continue. I remember saying to Timothy, financially I could be okay. I don't know what about the emotional part of just letting all of those people go that I have fallen deeply in love with, and they are my sisters and brothers. And so I'm really glad that Brother Bob just shouted out a while ago that the appearance of the side of the coin that read danger is now reading opportunity. And thank you, that was just a wonderful delivery. I'm a person that gets confused by numbers, and I didn't get confused by your delivery. It was just so clear, and thank you so much. Well, we know that this is the Sunday that is in the date that is the 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day, which is the day for sweethearts. And what I usually do on Valentine's Sunday is to ask people, do you have a sweetheart? And well, I'm not going to go through all that because you've probably been through it with me a half dozen times or even more. But where I generally ask people if they have a sweetheart, and of course, because it's Valentine's Day, everyone assumes that I mean, do they have a significant other? Do they have a husband, a wife, a lover, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or whatever? And so that's generally the response, at which point I say, I'm not talking about whether you have a partner or not. I'm asking you if you have a sweetheart, if your heart is sweet. Because the activities, the experiences, and the challenges in life can easily block you from your experience of having a sweetheart. So many things happen in life that can just bring bitterness. I mean, most of us are not still with our first grade boyfriend or girlfriend. And so we've had a lot of breakups. I've been on both sides of unrequited love, where I have been in love and the person wasn't in love with me back, or someone else is in love with me and I'm having to tell them, I don't feel that way. No, I love you like a sister. I love you like a brother. I love you with that holy spiritual love, but no, I'm not that for you. So either way in my life, it's been hurtful. It's almost like I'm letting someone down because I don't feel about them the way they feel about me. And some of my experiences where I'm the one who's getting the information, oh, Carlos, no, I love you as my spiritual teacher. You're a great guy. I think you're awesome. You're hilarious. I love everything about you. But do I love you in that way, a romantic kind of a way that I would like to be with you? I don't feel that way. Either way, it's, oh, shucks. Oh, man. And I just have to live with it and grow through it and just be okay with it. What I've also said to people, if you have a significant other, if you have a husband, if you have a wife, if you have a lover, if you have, your friends with benefits, if you have a significant other and you do not have a sweetheart, I feel sorry for your significant other. I really do. And a lot of times, what I'm noticing more and more is that it's excruciatingly painful when there are two people in a significant other relationship and neither of them has a sweetheart. The bitterness that is within them must be spewed out on the closest target, which is the significant other. And so all those dynamics happen. So I've always made it a point during Valentine's Day week to ask people to really check inside and to see if your life circumstances, because you were born with a sweetheart, but just to see if your life circumstances and all the hits you have taken and all of your disappointments and all of your, broken heartedness and all of that, just to see if that has effectively taken away your sweetheart. And if you are just walking around with a bitter heart, and there are so many people walking around with bitter hearts that you could never tell from the outside appearance of looking at them. There are a lot of couples, each of them with a bitter heart, that if you look at their Facebook posts, you would envy that relationship. I'm speaking personally now because I have two couples. One is a same-sex couple, two men, and one is a female male couple, and they have both, each of these couples, and they go to the same place of worship, and they took the same workshop, and the workshop was all about not pretending with people that something's going on that you know isn't going on. And what that has done, right here as we're entering into Valentine's Day, I've been contacted by both of these couples, and both of these couples have been the envy of all of the other couples and all of the people who have not found their significant other. Everyone's been saying, I want the kind of relationship that so-and-so and so-and-so have. And I want that kind of marriage. Oh my God. Because if you look at their Facebook, they look like the ideal couple. They're always going on trips together and taking pictures. They try different restaurants and they make costumes together and dress up and they go to balls and they take tango dancing. Now they're learning salsa. Oh my God, now they're learning swing dancing. And it's like, wow, so many people are going, what I wouldn't give to have that kind of relationship. And I among them. I've known them for years, and I have gone. And one of them, I actually was one of the ministers who married them. Myself and another minister married them. And since they met, they have, looking from the outside, they have appeared to be, oh my God, I just love it. When two of God's angels find each other and they blaze that light. Well, now that they've taken a workshop that says, do not pretend, they have contacted me and told me the truth of their inner experience. And they acknowledged, you know, Reverend Carlos, you always talk about, do you have a sweetheart? And you always remind us that I'm not talking about, do you have a significant other? And you always say, I'm interested in whether you have a sweetheart. And then you always say, if you're in a relationship and you don't have a sweetheart, I feel sorry for the person you're in relationship with, because it's painful to be with anyone. I don't care how good they look. I don't care how they smell. I don't care how they touch you. I don't care if they take you to salsa and teach you to tango and take pictures at 4-star restaurants. If they have a bitter heart, I feel sorry for you. I've been there. It's a painful thing to be all dressed to the nines, riding somewhere in a limousine, getting out with your significant other, eating at a fine restaurant, and everybody's looking at you going, wow, you guys look so good together. Can I take a picture? And you're seething, and you can barely eat because you're with someone who has a bitter heart. And so they brought to me their confessions of the reality. And I was shocked, and they knew I would be, because they know that they are one of the 2 or 3 couples around that everyone envies. And the couple that I actually was one of the ministers who married them, they acknowledged to me that not a single day of their relationship have they ever had what people think they have. They pretended it all along. That when they walked down the aisle, they were just praying that everything would change. Maybe this marriage will change everything, and we will start truly loving and honoring and uplifting one another. Maybe our first anniversary. Oh, maybe if we have a baby. Maybe if we have another baby. And so this couple, one of the 2 couples, we have 2 kids. And we have been married for 13 years. And we were engaged for a year, and we went out a year before that. That's 15 years of our life. We have not been happy with one another, and we have not been sweet to one another. And we were compelled to do a cover-up by putting everything on Facebook and emails, and before Facebook, we showed everybody the pictures of how happy we were, and we confessed to everyone. If anyone said, "What, child, what did you do in a past life that allowed you to have him?" I don't know, I must have been a saint. So not pretending. And out of their mouth, out of his mouth came, "We never envy people who appear to be happy anymore, because we suspect that they might be us." As sad as it might sound, Carlos, we envy people who aren't in a relationship. We envy you. You didn't get it. You had it once, and for years everybody said, "Wow, when's Reverend Carlos gonna find his new significant other?" And you seem to walk around and you're just being happy. You don't have a significant other, therefore, who are you gonna pour out all your love? On everybody. And so we watch you and how fun it seems to pour out your love on anybody. I don't have to go back home and ask anybody, well, except my grandkids. I was going to say I don't have to ask anybody how I'm going to cut my hair, or what I'm going to dress, or, just maneuvering and trying to find a compromise. No, if I want to paint my kitchen blue, I go in and paint it blue. And so we envy that, and I went, wow. For years, this couple that everyone has been envying have been envying people who don't have a significant other, and therefore don't have the work to do, and therefore don't have the disappointment, and therefore don't have the temptation to have bitterness in their heart. And they went, "What do you think about that feedback?" I said, "I'll have to meditate on that." I do not have a ready response, because what I want is just for all of us to have a sweetheart. And my ultimate desire really is that people find your other half. I truly believe that we're split apart, and that somewhere there is that split apart. In my case, I think maybe I found it, and then it's over, and for a while I was looking for another one. And I'm almost 70 years old. I'm beginning to think there probably isn't another one, son. You're probably going to spend the rest of your life just, poor baby, just having to love everybody. And so, because my interest is in us loving ourselves, because, by the way, I didn't know the answer to the questions that I was asked of these people, but there is one thing I knew the answer to. Loving ourselves, that's the biggest deal. Because if you're split apart from your own love for yourself, that's the pain. That's the deepest pain. That's the heartbreak that never mends until you get back to it. So I've said to people, how many of you love yourself? And over the years, I've had most people respond with, I love myself when I love myself when I love myself when but I don't love myself when I hate myself when I love myself when well, I like myself when I'm proud of myself when I really disgusted with myself when but the basic question, how many of you, through thick and thin, no matter what you do, no matter how you misbehave, no matter how you fall short in your own eyes, whether you break your diet or keep it, whether you budget or go to get 4 boxes of Kleenex and spend $182 and change, like through thick and thin, when the best you can do is not to just knock somebody out, when the best you can do is not cuss somebody out, when the best you can do is just crawl out of bed and get to the bathroom and get to the front door and have to take 12 deep breaths before you can walk outside and get in your car and drive to the post office and get some stamps. To love yourself means that you love yourself in all your phases, in all of your places, through thick and thin, for richer or for poorer, in good times and in bad times, till death, and you will never part. I have on Valentine's Day Sundays, I haven't done this in, I'm thinking now, maybe I get confused about years. I think it might have been 11 years. In fact, I told you last time that my sister had died 7 years ago, and it was 4.5. To make that correction, feels like 7. But I used to do marriage ceremonies, and I used to pre-do these, and I did them in workshop form. And I required everyone who was going to take this Sweethearts workshop to go out and buy an inexpensive ring so that you could marry it yourself. And we did a legitimate marriage ceremony. And we spoke words of love to ourselves. And we put a ring on our finger. And we said, through thickness and thinness, for richer, for poorer, in good times and in bad times, in sickness and in health. Carlos Wayne Anderson, with this ring I thee wed, and herewith do I promise my love, my faithfulness, my heart, and the best of me. I pledge this to you throughout the end of time. And they were powerful, powerful workshops. I don't even know why I haven't done them. Haven't even crossed my mind in years until just now speaking. But what I want to do today is I want to acknowledge that even if all of us are not at a place where we love ourselves unconditionally, I want you to just identify something about yourself that you really love. Could you close your eyes and just take a deep cleansing breath and breathe gently and deeply. I would like you, if you will,